Hey there, welcome to yankeehunter.com, and today I'm going to do a quick and dirty review of the Cooper Arms Jackson Squirrel Rifle by Cooper Rifles of Montana. First thing I'd like to show the camera is that this gun is unloaded and the magazine is dropped for safety, so I'm working with an empty firearm here. So yeah, this is going to be sort of a, like I said, a quick and dirty review, and I wanted to show everybody what this rifle is about, show you some of the features of the rifle and how I have mine set up. So the first thing you see about this rifle is that it has a gorgeous piece of wood. It's an especially dark piece of walnut. It looks, to me, it reminds me of a Hershey's chocolate bar, and it just looks so good with all those dark squirrels in there. It almost looks like you want to take a bite out of it. And this stock is in terrific shape. Only the tiniest of handling marks on this stock, actually. I inspected it very carefully. There's not even a scratch on the gun. It's just in fantastic shape. I got this new from Cooper Arms in February of 2007. I believe the rifle was built in February. I took delivery of it in late February. And this gun has been around in my gun safe for a long time, but I've actually done very little hunting with it. I've taken it out for groundhogs and crows, and I've taken it out for, obviously, squirrels. The Jackson Squirrel Rifle is probably known as the holy grail of squirrel hunting rifles for those that love to hunt squirrels. This rifle is, and I am not a Cooper Arms expert, mind you, but this rifle is built on the Cooper Model 57 platform, so to speak, action. And what also makes this particular rifle kind of unique is that, from what I have researched, not many Cooper rifles are shipped with the blued action and blued barrel. I ordered mine specifically that way because that's what I like, and it's sort of a rare combination from what I'm seeing out there on message boards and out there on the internet. So I ordered this in a 17 Mach 2, which is an especially wicked squirrel cartridge, and it does a great number on squirrels and is surprisingly effective on groundhogs as well. I've taken a few groundhogs with this rifle, and the results were devastating. It cleanly killed 2 groundhogs that I shot specifically with this gun, and I've been very happy with the 17 Mach 2 as a cartridge. I topped this rifle with a Leupold 4x12 by 40 millimeter scope and variable scope, adjustable for parallax. And I thought that scope would be a good combination for this gun simply because of the magnification and hunting squirrels, which are obviously a small target. So I thought it'd be best to go with the 12x scope, taking shots possibly out to 100 yards on squirrels. So that's the rig, and that's how I have it set up. I'll show you a few more close-ups here in just a minute, but this rifle, again, is gorgeous. It comes with a Pachmayr recoil pad. As you can see, it's a black Pachmayr recoil pad. Very, very slight waffling, and it's a very thin recoil pad. And what makes the Jackson Squirrel Rifle unique is the raised cheek piece, the comb on the stock, and that's kind of the unique feature on this particular gun. What makes it so sexy and what makes it such a good-looking gun. And this gun again is unloaded, and I'm going to show you the crown on the muzzle on this particular gun, if you can see that. And just another kind of a close-up here of the stock. And from the reverse side. So One thing I did notice about the stock when I was polishing it just a few minutes ago is some of the pores are actually raised in the wood here on the stock. I'll try to show you a close-up here of it, but there's actually even the slightest amount of texture here on the stock where there are some open pores, and also right here in this area as well. Not really a defect, so to speak, but on this type of walnut, whoever finished the stock was not able to completely fill all the pores or left them that way intentionally. It certainly doesn't affect the performance or really the looks of the rifle. Just kind of an interesting observation, if you will, the raised pores on that stock. The safety is, in fact, on the right-hand side of the gun. For some reason, when I did my review on YankeeHunter.com, I had a brain lapse and reported that it was on the left. Yes, guys, it is. In fact, the safety is on the right side of the gun. Again, I had a little brain lapse when I wrote that little piece about the safety. And the safety is rather small. The safety switch being right here. And I'm going to activate the safety. Safety is off. And the safety is, again, fairly small and inconspicuous. The safety right now is in the on position, and the bolt opens. Bolt does not lock. It's not a locking bolt. Very little travel in the bolt on these Cooper rifles. I don't know if that's kind of a standard thing for all Cooper rifles, but on this Model 57 and 17 Mach 2, it has very little travel. Take that opportunity to talk a little bit about the trigger here on the Jackson Squirrel rifle. These are fully adjustable triggers, and when I got mine out of the box, I'm just guessing it was probably about 3 pounds. I adjusted it down myself and took it down to, I'm going to guess, about 1 pound, and I don't know that as fact because I don't have a trigger scale. But I know what a 3-pound trigger feels like, so I'm going to guess this is maybe a pound, pound and a half. I'm going to go ahead and dry fire it. Again, empty gun. And I'm going to go ahead and dry fire it here, just using my index finger, trigger finger. Very little pressure. I don't make a practice of dry firing a fine gun like this, especially a rim fire, but it doesn't do harm to do a little bit of dry firing. So, what else about this gun? It has a detachable magazine, and here is the detachable magazine. It holds 5 rounds. This is a loaded magazine, as you can see. There are 5 rounds in that. I'm going to go ahead and empty the magazine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have an empty magazine. And here's the magazine port right here. Magazine goes in very easily, very smooth. Protrudes very little when in the gun. Magazine's drop switch button is right here, and it takes very little movement to drop the mag. So yeah, this is the Cooper Jackson Squirrel rifle. It's a really nice, beautiful gun. I know I've said that a number of times, but I just can't get over how well put together this gun is. The quality is fantastic that they build into these rifles. One question somebody had given me after my review was what barrel contour is on this gun, and I didn't know the answer to that, but I'm going to go ahead and mic the barrel here, so just so we can see what the diameter is here at the muzzle. And I've already done this once, but I'll do it again. Okay, so at the muzzle, basically it is miking at 0.60. That reading that I got there is 0.59, but basically 0.59, 0.60 inches at the muzzle. I'm not going to take the stock off here at the moment, but I'll take another measurement right here where the barrel meets the stock, just for fun. Okay, and at that point right there, the measurement is 0.79 inches. So I don't know what the actual Cooper barrel contour is that corresponds to those measurements, but I would guess it to be the standard contour that's offered from Cooper with the Jackson Squirrel configuration. They may offer a heavier barrel contour. I've had a few people look at pictures of the gun and say that they thought it looked like a heavier barrel. So anyway, those are the actual measurements on the barrel. No scratches at all on the metal work on this gun, on the action on the barrel, the trigger guard, or anything of that nature. Also, the scope is also basically immaculate at this point. Again, I've had the gun since 2007. I just have not hunted it a lot. I did not get it out the way I thought I would. I'm a pretty avid squirrel hunter. I'm pretty avid everything hunter, but I love to hunt squirrels. And when I got this gun, I kind of envisioned myself doing a lot more squirrel hunting and carting this thing all over the mountains and ridges and woods, but I just never got to do it. I do a lot of bird hunting in the fall. I do a lot of bow hunting in the fall. I do a lot of small game, rabbit, a little bit of waterfowling, some turkeys in the fall. So I just never really got into this rifle the way I thought I would when I bought the rifle. No knock against the rifle, the quality of the rifle or anything like that. It just didn't work for me the way I thought it would in the field. So a couple other things I want to show you about this Cooper Jackson Squirrel here is the famed test targets that Cooper ships with the rifle. So for some reason Cooper shipped 2 test targets with this gun. I'm not sure if that's standard practice or not, but I got 2 test targets, and Cooper shoots their test targets off of bags at I don't know what distance it is. I'm going to guess 50 yards, but they shoot them off bags with a 36 power loop-hold scope, and these are the test targets that I got with this particular gun. And it may be hard to see the markings on there, but it's got the shooter's name on here, and it's got the date that the test targets were fired. The first one was on January 22nd of 2007, and this test target was shot on January 30th of 2007 by the same guy, Dan B, with CCI Mach 17 Mach 2 ammo. And it shows the serial number of the weapon as well. So here are the 2 test targets that I got with this particular gun. Very, very impressive to say the least. So that's kind of the quick and dirty basic overview of the rifle itself. And this is the box that Cooper shipped the rifle in right here. And nothing fancy about the box, but I'll show it to you real quick. So here's the box from Cooper, standard rifle box, and I'm going to open it up here, and this is how it was shipped with the styrofoam inside. So right there we have inletted styrofoam, and we have the oiled plastic bag that was shipped with the rifle when it came new from the factory. And I do also have the original box that this loop-hold scope came in as well, and all the paperwork with that. So again, kind of an overview of this gun. I can't stop looking at it. It's just an awesome weapon. And the scope mounts are loop-hold offset scope mounts. I did not touch on that. I'm going to hold it up to the camera here, and you can see right here, here is the scope mount, and you can see the rings and the mount with the offset mount to help bring the scope back closer to the shooter's eye. The front mount and ring is also offset and offset there as well. I'll hold this gun up to the camera one more time so you can take a little bit closer look at it. No defects in this gun. It's spent a lot of time in my gun cabinet, sadly, and I should have used it more than I did. But I have a Ruger Model 77. I'm a Ruger guy. I always have been a Ruger guy ever since reading The Book of the Rifle by Jim Carmichael, and just some of the things he said in there that I read even as a youngster really turned me on to Ruger rifles. And I have an M77 22, which is admittedly nowhere near as accurate as the Cooper, but it's accurate enough. And I've taken it on many squirrel hunts, killed many squirrels with the Ruger, and I've sort of favored the Ruger over the years. And it's been it's easier for me to hunt with, and that's just my personal preference. Again, no knock against Cooper. Cooper builds a fantastic rifle. There's no question. The quality of this gun is fantastic. The checkering on the stock is one thing I did not touch on. I don't know how many lines per inch Cooper builds into their rifles, but I would just guess it's maybe 20 lines per inch. That's just totally a guess, but relatively fine hand-cut checkering on that stock. The pistol grip cap, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a hard plastic or a metal. I can't really tell by touch. It almost feels like plastic, but actually I think it is an alloy metal, which was something I was not really aware of before I started the review. But again, there's the pistol grip cap on this particular gun. And another view again from the back side. The front of the stock has sort of a fluted grip right in here, a contoured grip, which makes a nice thumb rest when handling the gun. The bolt release right here on the left side. That's about it. So I wanted to put this video out there for those who are interested after reading my review. If you haven't read my review, go to yankeehunter.com and check out my stuff. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.